guys, it's Olivia and welcome back to Live in Literature. Thank you so much for the love and support I received in my last video, and if you've not seen it yet, feel free to head on over to my channel to check it out. Well guys, I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful end to summer and you're all gathering supplies for your fall TBRs. I'm not quite ready to say goodbye to summer just yet, but I will say I have been absolutely so tempted by all of the fall book talk girls getting ready for cozy fantasy fall, very cozy, mindful, demure fall, if you're catching my drift.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful.
Of entering this like new level of fall. I'm very excited and looking forward to all the books coming out. A lot of sequels coming out this fall, so we'll see how these authors do and if they're put to the test. But today's video, as it were, is we're going to be talking about my book, Icks. Now, I'm sure all of you are familiar with the term ick or getting the ick or what the ick is. It basically is when like somebody or someone, usually it's like if you're on a date with someone and they give you the ick, like whoever that person is kind of gives you the ick, like whether they do something that's like kind of cringe, they do something kind of gross, or it gives you kind of just like a weird feeling inside, like you're just filled with a sense of like dread and disgust. That is the ick.
I'm gagging.
And, you know, sometimes that happens in books. Like, it's not that often, it's not all the time, but there are some things that will happen sometimes that literally gives me full body chills. And I'm like, ew, like, why would you do that? Like, I have the worst ick because you did that. And it can ruin the rating of a book sometimes because of that. Now, I'm not saying that, like, all authors are, like, guilty of this or not guilty of this. I will say that there are plenty of people who think that there are certain things that are icks that like I don't think are icks, and I'll probably talk about some of those. But today we are talking about my book Icks. So if you want to stick around for that, please stay around for me to talk about the icks that sometimes books give me. But without further ado, let's get started. So a lot of these I'm going to be talking about today are going to be like a variation of like tropes or just like little moments or even just like the way things are read. So it's not all going to be the kind of the same thing. We're going to start off with like one of my biggest like pet peeve icks ever is love triangles. The love triangle trope. I cannot tell you how fast I will like be reading the back of a book or like the inside cover of a book, and if it has even a mention of a love triangle or like the sprinkle or the inkling of a love triangle, I will literally snap that book shut and throw it away. Like it's gone. I'm throwing it across the Barnes & Noble. Ew. Get it as far away from me as possible.
What the
I loathe a love triangle. More than I loathe a love triangle though, I loathe when it's one girl and two brothers. That fills me with the fire of 1,000 suns and makes me literally want to die. Because I'm sorry, there is nothing more unrealistic than two brothers both in love with the same girl. Like, but in the way that the books do it. Now, you all know that I rated Lightlark and Powerless this year, which are both love triangles. Lightlark is not a brother's love triangle, and I feel like the way that she wrote it made it less of an ick. But Powerless, on the other hand, by Lauren Roberts, is a brother's love triangle. And to me, it is pure delusion. The only thing saving Powerless is how good the banter is. Like the banter between Kai and Peyton makes that book work. It makes it work. But I am telling you, the delusion of the other brother, Kit, his delusion, the delusion that he is like, yes, I'm so in love with her, even though I've only spoken to her like 5 times. A handful of times. That pisses me off. Nothing is more unrealistic to me than than two brothers both in love with the same girl. One clearly has a stronger connection. Like one of those brothers clearly has a stronger connection to like this girl, and the other one just like won't give it up.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. He's just not that into you.
And I'm like, dude, she clearly likes the other one better. Like she's just being nice. Like she doesn't like you. It drives me crazy when like the connection between two of them is so much stronger, and then the other one is literally just left in delusion. Like it's literally delusional. I can't stand it. It like icks me out because I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like you could have any other person that you want. Like you could have any other person. Why are you doing this? Like, please stop. It's making me crazy. It gives me such a bad ick. So I freaking hate love triangles. not my favorite trope. I'm so sorry, guys. A funny one, but also kind of a silly one. We have bad nicknames. When the male MC gives a bad nickname to the female MC, I am sorry, but nothing aches me out faster than a bad nickname. Like, I'm talking like, we can stick with like babe, baby, like we can even do like a little like, when they have red hair and he's like, hey red, like that can be hot in certain contexts, but also it's like so unoriginal. You're like, of course he's gonna call her red because she has red hair. Unoriginal, kind of boring, but still like kind of hot though. We can do like, I love in like Crescent City, one of the characters, it's not even like her man's, it's not even her man's, it's like one of these other guys who like always is flirting with her, and he calls her legs. He's like, hey, they're legs, like, because she's got good legs. I think that's cute. I'm like, oh, that's like fun and flirty, but like it's not serious. Like we're not taking it too seriously. But then there are sometimes where like people have like disgusting nicknames. Like I hate when they're like, hey, dragonfly. Hey, kitten. I hate kitten. I hate dragonfly. I hate like a bug related like nickname. Like,
Francis, your boyfriends from the circus are here.
that is not cute. Butterfly, maybe you can kind of get away with, but even then it sounds ridiculous coming out of your mouth. Like, butterfly. Like, I hate it. So, like, no bad nicknames. Like, you have to, like, be original, but also don't be too original, because seriously, you could end up, like, freaking calling her, like, honeydew or, like, honeysuckle. Like, what the frick? Just say honey. You can say, hey, honey. Like, baby, honey, darling. A darling is always good, but none of this like kitten, dragonfly, swamp rat, like it's just giving like bad. It's giving bad and it gives me an ick. Ew, enough. But on the other hand of that, you think about like, okay, so this is one that a lot of people bring up like in the book talk world. This is an ick that like people in the book talk have, but I don't have. People really get mad when like, I'll use SJM as the example, Miss Sarah J. Maas. She does, she'll use like, he growled, or he snarled, or he like purred, like kind of like feline, like animalistic like terms to like say that he like, you know, or roared. Personally for me, I don't get icked out by that. I'm low-key like, yes, like I eat that up because it's kind of hot. Like for me, when she's like, he growled, I'm like, yeah, like I bet he did. I bet he like, you know?
How would you feel about growing a beard?
Like, I bet he... Because in my mind, they're not human, you know? They're not, like, human beings. They're, like, fae. And the fae are, like, primal creatures. And so in my head, I'm like, yes, growling, snarling, the roaring, the, like, purring. It all, like, kind of, like, works for the character. And I'm not saying that I'm, like, imagining, like, actual roars and growls. I'm just saying I'm imagining more of just, like, the way it sits in the throat of like a growl, like he, like it like was really like a growl of the words, or like when I say purr, it's more of like a soft whisper in the ear, like he purred, like and said this thing, like whatever. Like I'm not actually imagining like, you know, all the time. Sometimes yes, but like not all the time. And so some people get really icked out by that in the book world. Personally, for me, I think it's hot. I'm like, yes, please please purr in my ear, please growl at me, please roar, if you will. Like, that's kind of sexy. So, I don't mind that. That's not an ick for me, but some people in the book world might find that an ick. Another trope that is absolutely, like, unruly, like, that just gives me the biggest ick of all time is the miscommunication trope. I'm sorry. Like, these people that I'm reading about are mostly grown, like grown individuals. Most of the books I'm reading, like they're in their 20s to their 30s. Sometimes we get like an 18er or a 19er or whatever. You're still grown, okay? You're a grown person, all right? And it pisses me off when authors use the miscommunication trope like it's totally normal. I'm like, guys, we need to be better communicators. Like I'm telling you, like, miscommunication in a way that like it didn't need to be miscommunication. Like it pisses me off when it's just like, I can understand sometimes when like things get hectic and you like don't have time to tell someone something and then it comes up later, like that's fine, like that makes sense. But when it's like blatant miscommunication of like certain situations getting misinterpreted and whatever, and like they get jealous or they get mad, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's not that hard. You just explain what happened and it's done. Like we don't need to do this whole jealousy and miscommunication because of the jealousy and blah, 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 blah. Like it's just too much. Like enough of this. Like It is 2024. We're not doing miscommunication anymore. Miscommunication is illegal. It's illegal. We're not doing miscommunication anymore. Enough of this trope. It is such an ick. No more miscommunication.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail.
One trope, and this might be a little, I guess I don't know if this is a trope, but like this is a thing that like maybe it's only specific to me and like how I'm feeling, but one thing that gives me a really bad ick is blatant or obvious fairy tale / Disney. I use Disney, but I know Disney's based off of like the Grimm's or fairy tales or like Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, but like blatant use of like fairy tale lingo in a book. So my biggest example, again, Powerless. I'm sorry, Lauren Roberts. I don't mean to be coming for your throat. I adore you. I love Powerless. But I'm sorry, you have got to stop with the Disney references.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
There's this line that she keeps using in her books. And a lot of authors are guilty of this. I'm just using her as an example because it's like one of the most recent ones I've read where it has happened. Where people use the freaking like Beauty and the Beast is a fairy tale that gets retold a lot. Like a lot of books are Beauty and the Beast retellings, which is great. I love Beauty and the Beast. I think Beauty and the Beast is a great fairy tale. Like I'm obsessed with it. Love it. It's so cute. Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast.
I cannot stand like the blatant obvious use of like, you know, the beauty will never love the beast. Like that, I could vomit. I could literally like, I could gag just thinking about that. Like, or being like, the beast was never gonna have the beauty anyway. Like,
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
enough. Like, why are we doing this? Like, please stop. Like, stop with the blatant use of the Beauty and the Beast. Like, the beast could never have the beauty, or the beauty never wanted the beast anyway. Like, I'm too much of a beast. Like, no. Illegal behavior. This happens twice, not once, but twice in Powerless. And then once in Reckless. Guys, quote me. Don't even quote. I mean, you can literally fact check me. The very last line of Reckless in Lauren Roberts' new books is a Beauty and the Beast like reference. Makes me physically ill. Makes me violently ill. I took off a whole half rating on my review of Reckless because of that. I literally was like, that is the biggest ick of all time. The fact that you ended your book with the like Disneyism, like Beauty and the Beast, like the beast can never love the beauty, like whatever. Enough. Like, we're not doing that anymore. Like, it's just child's play at this point.
I'm just fooling myself. She'll never see me as anything but a monster.
This one's probably an obvious one for all of my people who love the one bed trope. I love the one bed trope. One bed trope, she slays. She is not an ick. She is perfection. I don't care how many times it happens in a book, I will eat up one bed trope. But the one thing that gives me an ick with one bed trope is when authors say, and there was only one bed. And then one of the characters offers to sleep in another room or offers to sleep on the floor. And then as the night happens, doesn't like come into bed or whatever. Like, if you're gonna use the one bed, use the one bed. Like, I'm not saying y'all have to like sleep together, but at least like share the bed, create a bond. Like, what is the point of the author being like teasing us? Like, they're literally blue balling us with like, and there was only one bed. And then one of the characters is like, I'm sleeping in the other room. I'm sleeping in the other room. I'm sleeping in the bathtub. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why would you cock block me like that? Why would you literally blue ball me like that and deny me the one bed trope? Like, that's the point of the one bed trope. It's sexy and it's fun and it's forced proximity, so it makes for a great moment. It just is such an ick. I'm just like, ew, what? Why would you do that to me? That's so rude. Like, as my dearest friend Becca once said to me, and she said this to me this week, she's like, with the one bed trope, do not give me chivalry, give me results. Do not give me chivalry, give me results. Should be the tagline for the one bed trope. Okay? No chivalry. I want results. I want stuff to happen. I'm talking about emotionally unpacking things. Things that only can be said in like the dark of the night, like in a cozy bed. And they're both laying next to each other, like looking up at the ceiling and thinking, what am I going to say right now? And then they like start talking and like they're unpacking their secrets and unburdening themselves. And it turns into this beautiful thing. And sometimes things get a little like woo, 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 woo. Hello. That's fine too. But I'm just saying the one bed trope is so raw and vulnerable. Do not do it the disservice of putting someone in another room. Like, that's just rude. Quit cock blocking me. So rude. Another one that I recently came across, which drives me up a literal wall, and this might be a little bit of a double standard, but like roll with me for a second, is modern slang in books. Now, I understand that like in a modern book or in a contemporary novel, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like these like modern isms and cell phones and like all that kind of stuff are going to come up. Like modern things are going to happen in books, and technology's a thing and it has to happen. But when I tell you that like when I read a book and someone's like, slay the house down boots mama.
Yes, Queen Skinny Legend Versace boots the house down. Slay Queen Hunty Mama and Oop Daddy work Charlie X yet snatch my.
Or like someone's like, yes, queen. Or like they're like just weird like slang isms that we all say, which like I do say a lot of those. I say them on a daily basis. I'm like, yes, slay. I'm like, you're serving, like it's giving. Like I'm saying those things all the freaking time. But I don't want them in a book. I'm sorry. It's just, it makes the book seem cheap. It makes the book seem like you're not taking it seriously. It makes the book like not seem real, to be honest. Like when someone's using like modern slang in a contemporary novel, I'm immediately like, ew, like this is not it. Like this is not good. Like I don't believe you. Like I don't believe your story. Like I feel like you're using it as a cop-out. Whereas like somebody who's writing these books is probably thinking, they're probably like, oh, I should include modern slang to show like what kind of time period this is. No. I got the time period. I got the Instagram. I got the TikTok. I saw all the things. Like I see that you're texting. I see that you're calling. Like I see what you're doing. I don't want to hear the modern slang though. That is an ick. That is gross. I hate it. Now, everyone who uses modern slang, like in your day-to-day, please continue to do so. Like, it's lovely. We love modern slang, but my gosh, is it annoying in a book. Absolutely not. Such a bad ick. And the last but not least of the book tropes that give me the ick, one of these is just like, this is just a writing ick that I have, and that's when things are too fast-paced, okay? When things are too fast-paced, when it's too fast-paced, when the writing is too fast-paced, I'm sorry, it physically pulls me out of a story, crumples me up, and throws me into a river. Like, it pulls me out so fast. Nothing will pull me out of a book faster than fast-paced writing, because I'm like, I want to sit and I want to delve and I want to enjoy. And when the writing is too fast-paced, it pisses me the frick off. Makes me violent, makes me so angry. Like, just don't do it, okay? Like, it makes me violent, just stop. Like, slow down, write it out. Like, I understand things are intense and stuff, but just like slow down a little bit. Like, I want to delve into these characters. I want to understand the complexities of their mind. Like, let's not rush through that. Let's really take our time here. But also, like, I get it, like a fast-paced scene, like things are happening and whatnot, but like, yes, like let's do that. But just like when a book is too fast-paced and I don't have enough time to like sit and really process with the characters, it pisses me off. Good pacing is like the biggest turn on for me. I'm like, when a book has like excellent pacing, I'm like, I'm eating it up. I'm loving it. So that's just one of my last book icks, is like too fast pacing. When the pacing's too fast, it just gives me a bad ick and I freaking hate it. So that is all the book icks that I have here to tell you about today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Living Literature YouTube channel. Guys, we are almost at 700 subscribers, which is so crazy. Almost at 700, and I'm so excited. Also, quick little side note, I got my nails done, and if you guys can't even see, they're little butterflies and dewdrops. So cute. Again, if you live in the Utah area and you need a good nail tech, call me up. Leave it down in the comments. If you guys are looking for any specific kinds of booktube videos, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I can't wait to hear about your book icks. Please leave your book icks down in the comments below. If you agreed with what I said or what I didn't say, please leave it down below in the comments. Again, guys, I hope this was like a fun, silly video for you. If I said any icks that you happen to love, please let me know. Like, I'm sure your icks are great. You know, everyone has icks about books sometimes. Some things I love, some things I hate, some things you love, some things you hate. And I'm sure that you'll find them as you continue to read more books. But regardless, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the channel. I had such a good time filming this one. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.